Thank you, Chairman Hurd, and good morning, Chairman Hurd, Ranking Member Ledger Fernandez, and members of the subcommittee. As the chairman said, I'm Bryan Mercier, the director of the Bureau of Indian Affairs, and I'm a proud member of the Confederated Tribes of the Grand Ronde Community of Oregon. I wanted to take a brief moment and just acknowledge that this is the first time I've had an opportunity to testify before this committee this calendar year. And earlier this year, we lost one of your colleagues and former chairman, Representative LaMalfa. And I just wanted to express my condolences and appreciation for his long storied career on the record. So thank you for that opportunity to do that. Thank you also for the opportunity to testify today before the House Committee on Natural Resources, Subcommittee on Indian and Insular Affairs regarding H.R.2827, H.R.6162, and H.R.7065. The department appreciates the subcommittee's continued leadership in strengthening tribal sovereignty, improving land and resource management, and promoting the resilience of tribal communities. First, I'll start with H.R. 2827, equitable settlement of certain Indian land disputes. H.R. 2827 would confer jurisdiction on the U.S. Court of Federal Claims to hear a land claim brought by the Miami Tribe of Oklahoma arising under the Treaty of Grouseland. The legislation directs the court to render judgment without regard to the statute of limitations or other delay-based defenses, provided the claim is filed within 1 year of enactment. The bill would also extinguish all other claims, including any future claims of the tribe to land in the state of Illinois. The department recognizes the importance of resolving longstanding land claims. The department looks forward to continuing to work with the sponsor, Chairman Cole, and the subcommittee, and as appropriate, the Department of Justice, to ensure that any final legislation appropriately balances judicial access, finality, and the United States trust obligations. The second bill, H.R. 6162, Albuquerque Indian School Act of 2025. H.R. 6162 would transfer 3 tracts of federal land, totaling approximately 9.89 acres and historically part of the Albuquerque Indian School, from the General Services Administration into trust for the benefit of the 19 pueblos of New Mexico. The department supports this legislation. Placing this land into trust would promote tribal self-determination and provide additional opportunities for educational, health, cultural, business, and economic development purposes. The return of historically significant lands into trust status aligns with the long-standing federal policies that support tribal governance and community development. Finally, H.R. 7065, Seneca Nation Law Enforcement Efficiency Act. H.R. 7065 would, subject to written concurrences by the Attorney General of the United States and the Seneca Nation of Indians, nullify the applicability of the Act of July 2nd, 1948, as it relates to the nation's reservations in New York. The department recognizes that jurisdictional clarity is essential for effective law enforcement and public safety in any country. We support continued dialogue with the Department of Justice, the Seneca Nation, and the state, and other affected stakeholders. The department defers to the Department of Justice regarding the balance of this bill strikes and other concerns. In closing, Mr. Chairman, the department remains committed to working with the subcommittee, tribal nations, and stakeholders to advance legislation that honors treaty and trust responsibilities, strengthens tribal sovereignty, and promotes safe, prosperous communities. Thank you for the opportunity to testify, and I would be pleased to answer any questions the subcommittee may have.